wearing the same clothes, different day. Just same day, same clothes, same ugly mustache. I'm still
Oh boy,
tanned.
oh boy.
I'm still tanned. Tan is
I
looking fresh.
I
It's fresh. It is
still
fresh.
look like this. I'd question that one. I don't know.
Looking fresh.
My clothes are a little baggy today. I mean, they're supposed to be,
The
but
hair?
still. Oh,
Got the slick back.
yeah, gotta check out Sabs the stylist for that
Oh,
one.
what was that, Sabi?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, check out Sab the stylist. She's killing it.
But if I want a fresh fade, also check out Brian Fresco Bar. You already know.
If you want a fresh fade, check out my
Yeah.
barber. Yeah, this is
Yeah, switch up. You know, sometimes I want to fade, sometimes I don't. Right? So you know, yeah.
We're just shouting out people. So shout out to at Chris Styles 24, my barber. Check him out if you want a fresh fade. Down
Hey.
in Weston, Old Weston, St. Clair and Old Weston.
Okay,
What
okay.
you want to shout out?
I don't know. We were just talking about hair, so I just, you know, just stylist
Okay,
and
well,
barber.
Mr. Tyler Dadula.
That's me.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
All right. No, what have you been up to? Well, what are you trying to achieve in the next, the next couple of months or?
That's a pretty loaded
What are
question.
your short-term goals and long-term goals? Let's talk about that today.
Okay. All right. I think my short-term goals are a little bit easier to quantify than my long-term goals, but we both trade, so I'll start with trading.
Okay,
All right, I'll start with trading. That is, in the short term, in the next couple months, what I'm really working towards or what I really want to get to is really scaling the positions I take, and specifically, I want to reach 100K in my account, because it's just a lot easier to scale with an account of that size.
Yeah.
Right.
And let me ask you, how old are you?
I am 22. I turned 22 this year. Yeah. So
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah,
that is.
a lot of people, it's crazy because a lot of people not a lot. Who knows who's gonna listen to this? But people
Yeah.
they're like,
Who knows?
This guy's capping, bro. 100K in 2 months. I was like, yo,
Maybe.
this guy's been grinding since
Maybe.
he was 18. He's been grinding since he was 18. Like that's he drives a Mercedes, bro. I'm just like,
Nah.
I'm just like naming
Oh man.
naming
This
all
guy's
your
listing them
accolades.
up.
Yo,
I know.
Grace Tyler.
No. No.
But this guy literally doesn't give himself enough credit. Like, cause to him it's just normal, but like to the average 22-year-old, well, they don't have that shit. You're in a position to honestly, you're already in a position where you never have to work again unless you want.
Yeah. Well, no, I do consider trading work. Don't get me wrong, right? I do consider it work. It's not as easy as it looks and as people make it look.
Okay.
Right? I think you would agree.
Yeah, 'cause
right?
you make lose money.
Yeah, it's not as easy, and definitely it's a very big mental thing too,
Yeah.
right? And I think the emotional toll or kind of emotional discipline you have to have, it takes working up to. So I definitely wouldn't say it's easy, and I do consider it work. I do. I wouldn't call myself retired because I do think, that it does consider work. But I agree, and I acknowledge that, it's a position that like anyone would be pretty blessed to be in, right? That I'm blessed to be in. But it's not so much that anyone can get there. I mean, anyone can get there.
You work.
But yeah, it's a good feeling when you do work for it. It's the case.
I know what you do. We know. You know your journey better than I know your journey. Like it's crazy journey, even ups and downs, of course.
Oh,
Just like
a lot.
everybody,
Right?
But yeah, scaling to 100,000.
Yeah, I think that is my biggest, in terms of trading, that's my biggest short-term goal, right? Because with that comes scaling, right? And for me, I'm not sick or anything like that. Like I'm not sniping. I'm really not, I'm not. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm trash at first-person shooters too. So sniping in no context here. So same thing when it comes to the market. I'm not incredibly skilled like that. But with a good amount of cash flow, discipline, and patience, and keeping your emotions in check, it can go a long way.
It hasn't even been a year.
It's crazy.
You've only been doing it for like almost a year. Like literally, I think August is a year for you.
Maybe like June or July.
I think July you're still paper trading.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, probably.
Like real money.
Summer, yeah, we've been paper trading for a long time. So that's why it was all this work, right? It's hard, but yeah, yeah. So that's in terms of trading. That's I think
In terms of like career wise,
career. You see, that is
trying to figure
an
that out.
incredibly hard word to define. You know, career. Because this is the thing. When I think about it, it's like a lot of people are defined by what they do, right? A lot of people are defined. For example, if I were to become a lawyer, somebody would say, you know, that's Tyler and he's a lawyer, right? Or for example, us, you know, we've been in the finance industry for a long time now. You know, people might refer to us as financial advisors,
Yeah, financial
right?
advisor. That's the finance guy.
Exactly. That's the finance guy. He's a financial advisor. And so I'm kind of in a place where I don't want to be defined as one thing, right? Or like I don't see myself that way, right? I understand that yes, I've been in the finance industry for a long time, or well, 3, 4, almost 4 years now is long, but long for, you know,
Wrong for
compared to how long I've been alive. Right? But yeah, and so, you know, I'm kind of in a position where I don't want to be defined by one thing that I do, right? I don't want to be Tyler the trader or the this or the that.
yeah, that's the thing.
It's
though.
tricky.
Well, here's the thing. So that's the thing when it comes to marketing. So it's just because man, I didn't want to.
You're a marketing guy.
I'm a marketing guy, but I'm not known as a marketer, right? I mean, like I know marketing and I know a lot of things, but like for me to have been successful in the finance industry, I purposely put myself out there as the
Yeah,
finance guy.
for sure. Man, I was the same way. Yeah.
You have to, or else the business because you confuse your clients. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Like, what do you do? Right? Yeah.
Like, what the hell do you do? Like,
Mhm.
you're a day trader one day and then whatever it is the next time.
Yeah.
So, in a marketing standpoint, I have to. I don't want to be, but it's a must.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, like, you know, I think like you said with clients especially, you know, you have to define yourself some way somehow like that, right? It has to be clear, and people like simple. It has to be simple and clear, and people have to be able to understand like, you know, what it is that you do. And that's that, right? And so obviously there's a need for that.
But you split but then at the end of the day, it's still like personally, still you don't.
Yeah.
You want to be known as like for multiple things, or
Not even multiple things, but it's not so much as wanting to be known. It's just the idea of this might get a little like philosophical, but it's just the idea of you know what defines you, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that any of those things define me, like, you know, and that's just why I'm trying to like figure my way through it. Yeah, you know, just trying to like feel my way through it. What, you know, is kind of me, and obviously like, we're still young, right? And we're trying to figure out, you know, like anyone else, who we are. Right?
A lot of people know it's crazy. People think that we already like figured it out, but we're still trying to figure it out. Like we're still looking for like what we really want to do.
Oh
At
yeah.
the end of the day, like yes, in some aspect you can call this success, but we're still trying to figure things out.
At the end of the day, success is pretty. I mean, we might have even talked about this in an episode before, but success is pretty subjective,
Yeah, it's subjective.
right? I
Yes.
mean, you know, you can look at one person and think, yeah, they're successful or whatever, but or maybe the opposite, right? You could think, yeah, they're not, but really, it comes down to them, right? It really depends.
It's also subjective. It's also perspective too.
Mhm.
Like I don't think I'm successful.
Yeah.
You think you're successful?
I personally, well, you know, like I said, I acknowledge and appreciate the position that I'm in, but you know, no, I don't, right? No.
We're going through this journey. We are freaking trying to figure shit out. I'm still trying to figure
For
shit
sure,
out.
and it's hard. It's a struggle. Like,
Yeah, so
you know, I
that's what life is.
yeah, it is.
That's what life is. But do you have like when it comes to like I know you're not too sure. You're still trying to figure it out. But is there like are you leaning towards anything heavily more, or not heavily, but is there one
Yeah.
you lean more towards, like an industry?
I think-
in general.
I think maybe this leads more into my long-term goals,
Okay.
right?
Okay,
So
got it.
my long-term goal as of now is to just be able to do what I want, to be able to kind of experience life, not so much at its finest, but every part of life. whatever life has to offer, right? And we always talk about money, and we always talk about measuring by, you know, how well off you are, what kind of position you're in financially.
Yeah.
And that does afford you, you know, flexibility, right? For example, if I'm not worried about money, then I'm not, you know, making my decision based on, you know, I have to take this job, I have to do this just because I need money, right? I have to go to school for this and get a job is this because I need to get a job because I need money, right? That's just in terms of like, for me, that's the position that I didn't want to be in. And my long-term goal is just that, right? Being able to explore and kind of keep exploring and keep learning what I'm interested in. And, you know, and affording to do that is the key part, right? And so that's why, you know, in terms of when you say what kind of industry, like, going through high school, I always wanted to go into law. I wanted to be a lawyer, right? And I still do. It's very interesting to me. That's still something I want to do, but I don't want to have to do it for money. You know, you get my point. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to have to do it, well, because I'm a lawyer and that's my one source of like, you know, that's my livelihood and that's that. Right? This might be like a dumb example, but like Kim K, like what? She became like a lawyer or something, right? I think she did something like that. Like she got like some, yeah, exactly. But the thing is, she did it for fun, right? It's not like she needed to. Right? Or maybe not for fun. I think she did want to help out like a specific like group of people or something like that. I don't know the specifics of it, but I'm sure some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. But, you know, just to be able to do that, to be able to kind of delve into the things I want to without having to worry or without having an external force decide why I'm doing that.
So you
right?
Like, literally freedom.
Yeah,
Freedom
it's
to do anything.
Exactly. Right. And I know that that's like something that who wouldn't want that, right? It's something that everybody wants. But you know, that's, I think in the best words, you know, how I can explain what my long-term goal is, right? It's just that. And, you know, going through, you know, life, you find things that you want to do, you find things that you don't want to do. And, you know, you learn that way.
Yeah. And there's so much we don't know about
Exactly.
the world. Like, you know, there are jobs out there that you don't even know.
Yeah.
The thing is, the world shifts and moves so fast that there are more jobs
Mm-hmm.
now than ever.
Yeah.
And you could explore, but you're never gonna know unless you go out there and look for it.
Exactly. And like, you know, it's hard because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to kind of like, you know, look within themselves and really, you know, find or reach that level of introspection where they're able to figure out actually what they want.
Yeah, well,
right?
I think a big part of that is because, like you said, because of life,
Mm-hmm.
you know, requires bills to be paid.
Yeah.
They're very busy. A lot of people are very busy
Oh yeah.
doing work, and whether they love it or not, it's just they're busy, so they
Yeah.
can't relate to like they don't have what people call thinking time.
Yeah.
They don't really have time to really think.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? It's just like
That's true.
they're always on the move, so they really don't have the time to like just like take a step back,
Yeah.
look at like what's out there.
Exactly.
And it's just like most people's lives are very automated.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing in and out every day, and then next thing you know, 10 years pass, you're like, what the hell happened?
Exactly. And it's the worst when like, you know, it's automated like that and you're kind of not like you're not intentional with what you're doing. You don't know what you're not really sure of what you're doing, why you're doing it. You're just doing it.
Just like
right?
You know what my mom calls that? It's like you're floating.
Yeah.
That's what my mom used to say to me. It's like, you're just floating. What are you doing? You're just floating around. Like, do something.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, it's a very common place to be in, right? Like I've been there before.
Yeah.
You know, where you're just kind of like going by and it's
going with the flow.
Yeah.
What do you think about people who say like, I'm going with the flow? And nothing. We're not here to attack anybody, right? We're not here to call people out. But what is your perspective on people that say
that they're just going with the flow?
With the flow, right? I know there's always there's pros and cons, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the flow.
Okay. I think, well, first and foremost, I think it depends on the context of like what they're going with the flow with. You know what I mean? Like, in what context are they kind of doing? Like just life in general, or like?
I think most people say, I'm just going with the flow, and
or like
it's just like, I guess I don't know. It's just like I don't even think they know what it means. means.
Okay, I may, okay, let's start with what the pros, right? I think there are very good things with going with the flow,
Yeah.
and because it may afford people some level of peace, I think, right? When they're kind of there is a real mental toll that comes with trying to be in control of everything and trying to be on top of everything all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Like the last episode.
Yeah.
Right.
And that does take a mental toll, right? I know it does. I know people who, they're stressed out about stuff, and me too, right? And, sometimes when you just, let go a bit and quote unquote go with the flow, it does give you necessary rest, right? It gives you a little bit of peace. And I think that's important. Right? I do think that's a pro.
I think it's important too.
Yeah, and we need that,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
So, there are pros with going with the flow. And I also think that sometimes going with the flow doesn't always mean just, letting life pass you by, right?
I don't think that's what people prefer, but that's
Yeah.
what ends up happening.
That's usually what ends up happening,
Yeah.
right? But sometimes, in going with the flow, that can breed a certain level of adaptability and creativity and innovation, right? Meaning, if you're not so fixated on something going one way, then you're able to kind of take life as it is and just adapt to what's happening, right? And find creative solutions to things. And it kind of spurs innovation sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Right? If you're not so focused on something happening, one way, the way you envisioned it, and that,
highway to highway.
exactly, it gives you the ability to pivot, right? Which I think is a good pro of going with the flow as well.
I think I guess in the moment present,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like you said, most people are at peace,
Yeah.
right? They're happy, and because there's no expectations. I guess there's no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
With no pressure, no one.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah.
You feel at peace. You feel calm.
Mm-hmm.
It feels great. But then the cons.
Oh yeah.
With going with the flow, right? Like I'll start actually. When it comes to going with the cons, what I think,
Mm-hmm.
because I used to be someone who went with the flow.
Yeah.
And like you said, most people don't aim for life to just pass by.
Yeah.
That's what ends up happening when you do go with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
the quote unquote flow, right? And so when I used to go on the flow, and then sometimes I do it here and there,
Mm-hmm.
by accident. But I remember a bad time when I was doing this. It's just like, right? I just let life pass me by. I remember this was back in like 2016, 2017, right? I got put into academic probation.
Yeah.
And I had to drop out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And not drop out, but I had to take a year off.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just go with the flow. And then I ended up working like 3 jobs
Mm-hmm.
at the time, and I was making good money, but then life literally just passed me by. And next thing you know, 1 year from now, nothing really changed. Yeah, my bank account was, I guess you can say, bigger, but nothing changed. I was still the exact same place I started.
Mm-hmm.
Still confused, still not knowing what I want to do.
Right.
Right? And I felt like I thought it was just gonna come to me, and sometimes it does.
Uh-huh.
But for the most part, when I did go with the flow, I just felt like very stagnant, and then I started to see everybody like level up, and like,
Yeah.
why am I still in the same spot?
Yeah.
It's just a bad feeling. Like like I said before, like like at the moment, yes, you're in peace.
Yeah.
And you continue to do that, and everybody else around you starts to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
And where the pain comes from is just like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, what am I doing?
Right. Right. And I feel like a lot of the time that's in the back of your mind too, right? Like when it comes to, maybe you're just going with the flow, but you still have a whole bunch of problems in the back of your mind, right? You're still like, oh, I still got to do this. I still got to do this. I still got to take care of this. I still got to pay this bill. I still have to do whatever, right? And it's, and if you have that in the back of your mind, although in the moment, maybe you're chilling, maybe you're at peace, but are you really, right?
That's true.
Are you really, if you're worried about that, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so that's I would say is a con, right? And so you talked a little bit about, you going with the flow when it came to like school and stuff. So like, how, I guess, did you like snap out of that, right? Or when did you decide like, all right, like, how did you get out? When did you change that mindset?
When I changed that mindset, I guess it's after it was my Tito actually,
Mm-hmm.
and I told the story to some people, but to me, I guess this was like started my entrepreneur journey. Is I want to be after my year off,
Mm-hmm.
I made some money. I actually went on vacation back
Yeah.
where I was born in Saipan,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw my Tito. Every time we would go to basketball games, he would treat everybody on the team out for dinner. It's like 15 people. Like, this guy is money, right?
Okay.
And I guess that's what. And then and then that was just like one time thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm there, and he wanted to treat,
Right.
me. And since everyone was there, he might as well treat everybody.
Right.
But he did this like every other day.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, this guy's rich. He used to tell me. He used to tell me, so I'm just getting rid of the old money. I have new money coming in. I'm just getting rid of the old money.
Making room.
Making room, right? I was like, what the hell? Yeah,
That's crazy.
and I guess what sparked it is just like I wanted to be a giver like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. That's what shifted my mindset. I'm like, I want to be able to give just like that.
Right.
And so I realized that you can't give what you don't
Have.
And so I needed to change.
Mm.
I needed to change my my everything.
Yeah.
Right? I can't just go with the flow. I have to have some sort of direction. I need goals.
Right.
I can't just say I want to do this. This costs money. So
Yeah.
There should be a number
Yeah.
to it. So I figured out, and I was always decent at math. So I calculated it. I'm like, okay, like this is how much money I think I would need. And then,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started to do more research, and then I figured out, I can learn how to invest. Then I found out about the stock market in 2016.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I could try this out, right? And so that's what sparked really the journey. It's just like I want to be just like my Tito in that sense, just to be able to give. But at the time and place and where I was in 2016, I had maybe a couple thousand in my bank account.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I didn't have anything to give, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you can give without having a lot, but I wanted
course.
to give to that big of a scale.
Yeah.
Right? Like, man, that's a good feeling. Now, I do it now. Maybe it's not to that scale just
Yeah.
yet. Treat 50 people every other day. But I do it. I love buying people stuff, and it's just a good feeling to give
Mm-hmm.
and to help people. Right? I think that's my purpose. I just want to be able to give. That's why if you look if you've ever been to my office, you see what it's saying.
I see it. I see it. I can see it from here.
See it?
Make more to give more.
Make
Yeah.
more to give more, right?
I see it.
So that's where that comes from.
Mhm.
That's the story why that's there. It's just I want to make more to give more because that's literally what sparked the journey.
That's awesome.
So that's a pretty cool story. I would
Wow.
say.
That's awesome.
But that's the short version.
Yeah. All right. So moving forward, okay. I was gonna say like, do you feel like you've achieved that? But let's just talk about your goals in the short term, I guess. All right, for now, and then we'll move to long term after.
Yeah. Short term for me, I don't even really know. I guess short term is just because my like I've kind of shifted directions. I think I'm not freaking financially free forever. I still gotta put in work.
Of course.
Stock market is work.
Yeah.
Right? Even though it's work that I enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
work is still work. But I guess I kind of shifted to helping other people.
Right.
Right. I don't know why. I feel great helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
No, it's something about doing work that has real value, and especially when you can really see the difference that it makes. That it makes it a lot better.
Yeah,
it really does.
I like seeing people's progress.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when other people succeed, I feel even more successful. right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my short-term goal is just really for the next months until the end of the year, just to give more value, help more people, right?
Okay.
So I'm helping out my friend AJ, right, with his gym in Rabbitston.
Mhm.
My goal is to try to scale that gym to $10,000 a month.
It's awesome.
I think right now it's
Do you have progress on that right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so around 2,000.
That's
Right.
awesome.
So
Good stuff, AJ.
yeah,
Exactly.
he's killing it, right? The gym has progressed too, right? It
Mm-hmm.
used to be half a gym and the rest was like garage shit.
Yeah. Oh no, I see it like on
It's
stories and stuff.
It's like a real legit
Yeah.
gym now. It looks
It's pretty crazy. It does look sick. It does look sick.
It looks sick, right? So I'm helping him with that. You know, I'm helping
Mhm.
a couple other people with their other businesses as well. You know, I've gotten a lot of, I've got an opportunity to buy courses from people that know a lot. And I just wanted to share that knowledge. I'm like, man, this knowledge needs to be shared. I just want to help people with this, with these stuff. So my short-term goal is to help, AJ and like other entrepreneurs with their businesses, and also help people with their financial situation.
Yeah.
And people that really want help, right? That's what I really want to do in short term for the next couple of months. Help as many people as possible, right?
Yeah.
And I guess the long-term goal is to just really just be able to give more. I
Mm-hmm.
want to give more back, right? And the long-term goal is to create a movement of like people giving more, right? And that's what I really want. It's just I want people to the world, like, especially where we are.
Mhm.
Right? Just being in a first world country, we're privileged.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever position
For
you
sure.
are privileged as hell, right? And I want to be able to, there's a lot of people that have worse situations than us, right? And so the thing is, if they can't help themselves, then I want to be the person who does that. But one person can only do so much. So what if I create a movement of people that helps other people?
Definitely.
And then that goes to, it goes back to, I think we were talking about before Simon Sinek's, what was it called? What's the book? Not the Know Your Why,
The Infinite
the
Game.
Infinite Game, right?
Yeah.
That's my infinite game.
I
My infinite
see.
game is to create a movement because I want, like, that movement is a movement of giving that will never die. If I can set that up. Right?
That's true.
So that's the real plan, is to help people give more. But the thing is, like I said, when I first started, I wasn't able to give more because I didn't have enough for myself. So that's why I want to be able to help people make more, to give more. Make more first for themselves,
Yeah.
to help themselves or a situation, and then maybe they can start slowly giving to their friends and family.
Yeah.
And inevitably make enough money to start giving to the world.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really what that is.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That is noble.
Yeah.
That is noble.
I want to be an activist.
No, that's some noble stuff. And here I am over here. I just want freedom for myself. No, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, I do believe that everyone's like inherently good, right? I do think that at the end of the day, no matter how they're going about it, whether or not we agree or we disagree, people are just trying to do what's best or what they think is best for, themselves and everyone around them, right?
Yeah.
I do believe that. I do believe in, the goodness in people's intentions. So, yeah, but that's a noble cause.
That's what I plan to do. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but knock on wood. Right, something would happen to me. I think people would already carry out that cause.
Okay. Yeah.
I've given enough value for people to get that cause out there.
Yeah.
And I want to grow bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I want to grow bigger. Because I think that's all about doing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's kind of give as much as you can, right? And that's I think the way I see it, that's how a lot of people become as successful as they are, is because they've just given so much value. Economically, that's how it works too, right? They've provided something extremely valuable to the world, and that is why everybody uses their service, and that's why they're so rich. Right?
I think I was talking to Danica about this too. And like, here's a business tip, right? Here's a business tip. Because here's the thing. My goal is to make more to give more. But then the problem is, how do you make more? Well, you gotta give more. More. Give more value. And I was telling Danica and Belle and other people in the circle, like AJ and stuff. How do you make more money? How do you reach more people? How do you start a business? Well, you gotta give, right? Like,
Yeah.
How much like you ask anybody who started any type of business, like that's successful, right? For the most part, they do a lot of free work.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of barbers. How much free work do they give?
Oh, for sure.
Starting?
Yeah, or even if it's just like $5 at the start.
Yeah. Or
Right?
just
Yeah.
Just give. That's how you build your clients.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. For me, how many times did I do finance for free? Right. And I'm teaching for free before I started, actually making some money.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're a business person out there, maybe you have a skill, maybe it's videography or photography or video editing or graphic design. If you want to grow your business, go out there and look for people who need your services and give it to them for free. Right? Not just one person, not just 2 people. Go help 100 people. Go out there, just give. And sooner or later, you're going to get back. Because that's just it's funny how the world works. You just give back too.
That's true.
Right? So you gotta give more to make more, and then sooner or later, you're going to make enough to give back. And giving back will just make you more. That's literally the business. But the thing is, many business owners are so greedy.
Yeah.
Super greedy. And they wonder why the businesses don't grow. Because they're not givers,
Exactly.
Givers grow businesses. They're crazy.
Yeah. That's the truth.
That's the truth. There's a business right there. So hopefully, hey, catch that. Do something about it. And hey, don't take my word for it. Try it out.
Yeah.
Try it out. See what happens. See what happens when you start giving.
You know what? Regardless, you will feel better. At the end of the day, it's an internal thing too, right? You will feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah,
Right? Just give.
Just give. That's the purpose of today's. Listen, you gotta
It
give.
is.
You gotta give everything, right? And if you think you have nothing to give your time. Right? Give your ears to somebody.
Exactly. I mean, to be honest, doing a podcast is probably one of the last things I ever wanted to do. I hate hearing myself talk, and I just don't like the idea of a podcast. But, in my head, I was even like, you know what? No one's probably even going to listen to it. But, whatever. If one person listens to it and learns a little something, then I'm happy, at least I talk a lot, and at least it was useful for something this time. Right? So, this is another form of value. Right?
Right? I think for me, honestly, I should measure this, but I don't think there's been a day in the last 2.5 years where I haven't given value. I don't think so. Unless I slept right? But the giving value doesn't have to be to strangers.
Yeah.
Be to your parents, to your significant other.
For sure.
Be to your pets.
Yeah.
Right?
And definitely acknowledging that value, right? I think a lot of the time we don't realize the kind of effect or value that we have when it comes to others or the people around us, right? So, it doesn't have to be, it's not always intentional, right? Sometimes you just have to acknowledge hey, you know what? I was out there today and I was a good friend today, right? Or, that type of thing. And
make the world a better place, really. If everyone just gave to people, the world would be a better place.
For sure. In a perfect world, right?
There's some bad apples out there. Right? I think you said inherently people are good. Inherently. Because we don't surround ourselves with a lot of those other people, right? So we don't really know how bad people can get sometimes. But
you know what? If you're thinking about that, I wouldn't even consider myself the best person. So this is why I don't judge, because I think of myself as a bad apple. Right? That's why I'm like, you know what? I need to believe that people are inherently good, because that means so am I.
I ain't an angel. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
As much as people, maybe you heard the story and you think this guy's a good person. I make mistakes. I'm human. I will fuck up.
We
Anytime.
always will,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, it's we all do our best, right?
Yeah. Right. Ask my mom. I'm a fuck up. She'll tell you, hey, this guy is lazy. Like this guy is dirty.
This guy said dirty. Oh man.
Yeah. Actually, never mind. Don't ask my mom. Mom is only good. She has a lot of great things to say, but I feel like my mom has great things to say behind my back. But in front of me, she never has anything good to say to me.
You know what? That's better than the opposite. Hell of a lot better than the opposite, right?
Again, shout out to my mama, right? Mom, don't watch this actually. She's just gonna judge me.
Don't watch this. All right, well, that's been, a little bit about, I guess, our journeys, our goals moving forward, and, kind of just talking about, I guess it would be good. It's good to like document, right? And see kind of like where our mind's at. Like I said, we're selfish. It's not just for you guys. It's also for us. No, okay. Yeah.
Where this journey takes us, because honestly, maybe we're gonna be doing something else in the next few months.
For sure, right? And I mean, even I wouldn't be surprised if a year from now I look back and I'm like, wow, like that was stupid. Why did I even? Maybe not even a year. Maybe next week I'll like during the editing process of the podcast, I'd be like, why did I say that? You know, kidding, but
We're still trying to figure it out. Right? So if you feel like maybe we gave bad advice,
maybe we did.
Maybe we
Right?
did. I'm not sorry. This is what I know as of today. Maybe it'll get better. So just keep watching.
All right, we'll continue to learn, and you'll continue to learn, and we'll all continue to kind of progress in our own journeys, and it'll be fun to watch, and yeah.
Wraps it up again, guys. Thank you for watching or listening or both. And I don't know anything else you want to add.
That's it, man. As always, I guess we'll see you guys the next episode, huh? Or you'll see us. We won't be seeing you.
So again, leave wherever this is published, leave a comment. You can DM us, right? Roel @Roel_Ramos on Instagram and
At Christian Tyler, but the A's a V. That was the easiest way to explain it. I don't.
Okay, well, I think our editor is gonna put it somewhere.
Yeah, pop somewhere
That's gonna pop up right here.
here or like
Right
here or something
right
like that.
So that
Yeah.
would be a job, please. So message us or comment on whatever platform this is, and hey, maybe you can give us advice on how to talk.
Yeah, no, we'd love to take it, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
We can use it.
We need criticism because we're trying to grow. So hey, maybe talk about us. Just stuff.
Don't make me cry.
Don't make
Not
me
kidding.
You guys, have a good one.
Take care.